Yeah, yo, boys. How's it going? Welcome back to another stream/video. Hope you guys are doing well.
Stop everything you're doing, hold your horses, and brace for impact because the One Piece live
How does one hold your horse?
action Netflix trailer has.
I just realized I say a lot of things. People say a lot of things. It's like, think about what we're saying. Hold your horses. It's fucking interesting phrases that just kept on continuing throughout time, even though no one interacts with horses anymore.
Just dropped. Yes, if you didn't know, One Piece, the highest selling
The One Piece is real.
manga in the history of anime and manga, is getting a live action adaptation. And as a big One Piece fan myself, I thought you guys would be interested in seeing my reaction and thoughts on the trailer. Now, I would normally stream my reaction to this, but I haven't had time to do a full stream, and I'm already a day late on it. So if you're a One Piece fan, you've probably already seen this because this was posted 1 day ago and it's already got 4 million views. But I'm trying to come into this blind and as unbiased as possible, but anyone who's familiar with live action anime adaptations would know that's a very hard thing to do. So you know what, I'm not going to dwell on it any longer. Let's just have a look at what this trailer is all about.
I think the trailer succeeded in getting people excited and talking about it at the end of the day. Everything else, it's like we can nitpick here and there. I did. But like, we don't really know. We don't really know.
Ever since I was a kid.
Okay, first thoughts. Now, I've heard for the production that instead of using CG, they've gone and built as much of the set as
Yeah, the actual set itself looks unreal. Looks so cool. However, Luffy's voice at the first 30 seconds of this did make me cringe.
they could. And seeing the Going Merry IRL and not some CG rendition of the Going Merry, already, I'm very, very happy. I do like the fact that they've recreated as much as they could. POV, it's your first Comic-Con, you tried to cosplay. Oh, okay.
Literally my first time at an anime convention, I looked like this, but better. Way worse, way worse.
That didn't look bad, actually. Barati, actually, that looked
Dude, the sets look dope.
pretty damn good. Yo! Was that Zoro? Hell, okay, okay.
Yo, he looks hot as fuck.
Actually, Zoro looks pretty damn good. They've got his energy down. Yeah, he looks dripped out. He looks good, man. Nami, okay. One thing I've got to say is that despite the fact that all these characters look very faithful to the original character designs, every time I see a live action trailer like this, it's hard for me to shake the feeling that all of these characters look like cosplayers.
Yeah.
This is a me thing, but no matter how high the budget seems to be or who's taking over production, this is a reaction I always seem to
It's just because we've been watching a drawn version of them for 25 years. We can't get that out of our head. And they just look like hot cosplayers.
get.
With
Oh,
bigger eye-
I don't think that looks bad. I think that looks pretty decent. That could be worse. That could be worse, boys.
It doesn't look bad, but I'm not sold. I'm not sold on the Sea Kings.
with bigger islands.
Oh, that looks freaky. Holy shit. Oh, what?
Dude, am I the only one that thinks that looks scary as fuck? I can't figure out where the actual line is. Like they managed to make him scary and goofy at the same time. I think they fucking killed it. I think they killed it.
Oh, what? Was that Buggy? Oh my god. Buggy. Oh my god, you look terrifying. What is this? Oh, he looks fucking
10
terrifying.
out of 10. 10 out of 10.
A little bit of tension amongst the crew.
Not a crew.
That's a classic like One Piece joke, but just like the delivery of it does make me. I don't know. I don't want to say anything. I can't say anymore.
Alright, that was pretty good. What was that? Usopp? Was that Usopp? Oh,
He's got a normal looking nose.
that's Usopp.
Honestly, he looks just like Usopp.
We haven't sailed together.
Let's hope they get the story right. It's true.
I'm not fucking leaving.
Thank you for the
Let's
sub.
hope they get the story right.
I appreciate
Carrot.
that. I think it's going to be tough. It cannot be 1-to-1. Just because at the end of the day, there's 10 episodes. And I think a good portion is going to be Baratier, Arlong Park, and character introductions. That's pretty much going to be that's going to be the live action. Briggs, I can't say something negative about One Piece. I've done enough negative One Piece talk today for the rest of my life. You know, It's killing me. With every I lose a day, I lose like a night of sleep every time I talk negative about One Piece. What was I saying though? I just feel like Orange Town and Buggy and Nami's introduction and Usopp's introduction because of Syrup Village is going to be rushed and kind of. I just hope they do their characters justice with good backstories and introductions, but it's going to be different. And I think I'm okay with that. Otherwise, like, I think one of the reasons it's hard to get into One Piece is the pacing, the animation, and the first couple arcs of Orange Town and Syrup Village aren't that good. So it's like, focus on Barate, Arlem Park, introduce the characters in a decent way, do their backstories justice, and I'll be happy.
Together for very long.
Sanji? Oh, is that Sanji? Hell yeah. Okay, okay. The real question is, are they going to give him a cigarette or a lollipop? That's what I need to know. That's my pressing question right now.
Together for very long. But I know we've got each other's backs.
Okay, wait. I got to go back.
I have a feeling that the combat's going to be good. Just because if you look at the clips of Zoro and Sanji, Sanji's been doing training like kickboxing and special types of fighting, and Zoro, the actor did Rurouni Kenshin and is fucking goated.
So far, I actually like what they've done with Usopp the most.
Usopp looks so sick.
The fact they didn't commit to his Pinocchio nose. And
Give him the nose. Give it.
he looks like just a normal person who embodies Usopp's energy without looking overly cartoonish or like a cosplayer. How is it that Usopp is the one that looks the most realistic so far? Oh, okay.
Because Usopp's just a normal dude.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie, that did look a bit goofy. All right, was that it? Okay. All right. First impressions. That was better than I thought it was going to be. I am not going to lie, when the idea of a live-action One Piece anime adaptation got announced, I thought this was going to be a disaster. And from watching the trailer, I don't think it's going to be a disaster. Firstly,
I feel like it's just going to be good enough. I think it's going to be better than Bebop and Death Note and Dragon Ball, which is not that hard. I think, like... I think you could literally put some music with manga panels moving. It'd be better adaptations than those. But I doubt it'll be amazing. I think it'll be way too hard to make it like top tier, unless they were to make it different. But the second they did make it different, I don't fucking trust them. So it's like just keep it the same and make it cringe.
Casting choices.
It's probably the best way to go.
All of the characters were
just accept it's gonna be a 7 out of 10 and keep it the same.
Absolutely perfect. I don't know how they did it, but they somehow found actors and actresses that so perfectly encapsulate the energy of all of the characters that they're playing.
The casting is really well done.
If the One Piece crew did actually exist in real life, these are the people who would be those characters. How the hell were they so perfect? And because of that, from what we were shown, I think they got the chemistry down pretty much perfectly. Just the short scenes of the banter that we're used to seeing in the Straw Hat crew got a chuckle out of me like I was watching the anime, and I gotta give them credit for that. Another thing is that I think that the sets were pretty damn good. I'm really glad that they put the effort in to actually build these sets up from the ground up and not rely on some like Star Wars Episode 1 where everything is green screen. So even beyond the cast and the chemistry, it does actually seem like the production team behind this really do care and are really trying the hardest to recreate the magic and the world of One Piece. But, and I do think this is a pretty big but, I think it says a lot that the consensus and reaction around this seems to be, well, that didn't look as shit as I thought it was going to be. You don't need to be an old, jaded, turbo anime boomer like me to know that live-action anime adaptations don't have the greatest track record. I think I can count on one hand the number of actually good live-action adaptations to exist. And a pattern I see with them is you think of something like Edge of Tomorrow, for example, which I actually think is good. A big reason why that works is because they were able to make massive changes to the original storyline and characters.
Oh my god. Boys, it's so hard. Sometimes you guys are too funny in chat. I need to have chat on stream. I don't know why I got rid of it. Tyler 1 playing Kaido. I couldn't hold that in.
To make it fit a live-action film as a more loosely based...
Bruder with the 10 gifted, my man. Okay, Briggs, take it, but One Piece Live on the list. There we go. I mean, I will 100% be watching the One Piece live action the day it drops, the minute it drops, live on kick.com, without a doubt.
story rather than a one-to-one adaptation. One Piece does not have that luxury. Watching this trailer gave me the same vibes as seeing a parody trailer on YouTube made by fans. And what I've learned after seeing enough of these videos is that these videos work well as like a short YouTube video. You see these really talented YouTubers making videos like Dragon Ball Z fights in real life or One Punch Man live action. They always pop up as a viral video and get shared on every social media platform you can imagine because it's like a fun, cool, what if kind of concept, you know? But as soon as you have to judge it not on a fun conceptual YouTube video, but as a fully fledged live action TV show, that's when the novelty starts to wear off and you actually have to judge it through critical eyes. And it's normally then when the real problem...
Joke's on you, I'm never critical when it comes to One Piece. Rose-colored glasses all day.
...of adapting...
It's like I just chug 10 beers and then consume One Piece because it's always going to look like a 10 out of 10.
Anime to live action really start to surface. Because I am a firm believer that whatever works in animation does not always translate well into live action.
You literally can't. And that's why I feel like they're going with a little bit more of a serious gentleman role with Sanji. Just because, like, the hard eyes, swiggle body, like, you can't, like, how can you replicate that without looking at like an idiot?
And I don't think there's an anime series that is harder to translate than One Piece. One Piece is cartoonish and goofy even by...
Just make us love the characters. As long as we can fall in love with the characters, we will be blind to everything else. This is what I've been saying. I could ignore it all. As long as we love the characters.
Anime standards. One of the biggest barriers it comes to getting into One Piece, and one of the biggest barriers I've found when talking to other fans, is just how goofy it can be at times. Like, one of the big things that always came up in the Big Three debate, whenever that was a thing, is Bleach and Naruto fans would always clown on how goofy and dumb One Piece looked. And you know what? They're kind of right in some ways. One Piece doesn't have the sleek and cool designs of something like Bleach. There are moments in One Piece that are very goofy, very cartoonish, and this is only going to get extrapolated in a live action setting. I think there are a few moments in the trailer that really stood out to me. First is the Gum Gum pistol, which just looks ridiculous, but at the end of the day, I don't know how you make his attacks not look ridiculous. I mean,
I feel like the part where his wrist is, you can't see it here, looked a little bit weird, but everything else was just fine. Like, that's just fucking Luffy. It looks weird in the anime too. It just stretches, and that's it. It's just weird because it's a real person we're seeing doing this, but I think it looks fine.
God knows if that...
But I just don't know how they're going to do the Gatling gun. I feel like the Gatling gun's going to be like fucking weird to animate.
Able to get up to gear...
Or not animate. CGI. Render. Thing.
Or how much of an abomination that's gonna look in live action. And then there's Buggy. He looks like that guy in 2007 that watched The Dark Knight once and was like, I'm gonna turn up as the Joker to every Halloween party ever. But that's the thing though, a character like Buggy only really works because it's an anime. He's this goofy, silly, comic relief character that sometimes we take super seriously. And I'm not saying it can't work, but seeing something like this, I'm not entirely convinced. To his credit though, there is genuine reasons that you can get excited about it over. Oda, the original creator, seems to be heavily involved with this in one way or another. From what I've read, it seems like every major decision in terms of production always has to get approval from Oda himself. And I can certainly tell that from the casting of every character, because every character is just perfect. And like I said, from what I've seen and read from interviews from the production team, it genuinely does feel like everyone involved is a big One Piece fan and really does give a shit. But to not sound like a broken record, I think I've seen this somewhere before.
The sad thing is we've seen it multiple times where it's like we feel like they're fans, we feel like they give a shit, but at the end of the day, it just doesn't translate and you need to change things. And it could be done. I feel like I have faith it could be done. It just, the changes can't be big. The changes need to be because you have to, and it needs to, like, it's like filler in One Piece. Like, think about the G8, or think about G8. G8 is such a good arc because it takes into account what happens before, what happens afterwards. Nothing really changes along the way. The start point and the end point's the same. And I feel like there's things that they cannot adapt from anime to live action. But if they treat it like G8, where it's like, as long as we end up in the same point, how you get there, as long as you take into account what is going to happen and what happened before, I feel like it could be done, but you have to be careful. Think about Season 2 while you're making Season 1. Otherwise, you're fucked.
Before, I'm getting a slight hint of deja vu because I felt something similar before the live action Cowboy Bebop got released. You know, in the lead up to that getting released, on paper, it seemed like it had a lot of things going for it. Genuinely, it seemed like, again, a lot of people in the production really cared about Cowboy Bebop and the IP and really gave a shit to making it a good, faithful adaptation. You know, we had Shinichiro Watanabe on as a producer, and Yoko freaking Kano came back just to do the music. And everyone might have forgotten this by now, but when they released the teaser trailer, it is, to this day, one of the coolest teaser trailers for any live action anime IP I've ever seen. I remember watching that when
I think Cowboy Bebop did a lot of things right. It just slowly but surely, there's too many things that had to be changed, and the changes were too big that with each episode we strayed further from what Cowboy Bebop was about. And by the end, we had completely different characters and completely different plot points and just a completely different story. Vicious and Julia were just different characters altogether, which means the story's different.
I got released, I'm thinking, god damn, you know what? Maybe this is actually gonna slap. On paper, it seemed like it could be really good, and I personally do believe that everyone working on it truly did love the IP and tried their damned hardest to make it work. But even that wasn't enough to save it from the disaster that it was. You know, I might sound like I'm coming into this really skeptical and pessimistic, but I sincerely do want this to be good. As a One Piece fan, nothing would make me happier than, out of all the anime to exist, for it to be One Piece, to have an actual really good live action anime adaptation. But
It will be One Piece. I believe, boys. I believe that One Piece will be the best manga, the best anime, the best live action, the best high school romance anime in the future. It'll be your favorite in every category. They will all be lolly characters going to high school.
Been here enough times, and fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice.
I just realized, boys, once the live action comes out, the One Piece is literally real.
Shame on you. And this is fool me attempt number 1000 right now. That's not a number. The only way I see this working is if it actually embraces its own goofiness. There needs to be some sort of self-awareness and ability to laugh at itself and how ridiculous it can get at times. If they can find a way to just have fun with it and convey that to the audience, that's the only avenue I really see with this. But as it stands, from watching this trailer alone, my gut reaction is, it's not going to be a disaster, but it's not going to be anything special either. But who knows, I might be...
I think that's a very safe opinion to have. Classic.
Completely wrong.
I think it's going to be 20 out of 10, boys. Let's fucking go. Can we get much higher?
Released, but as Kratos once said, if you keep your expectations low, you'll
So
never
high.
be disappointed. And yeah, that was everything I wanted to say about the One Piece live action teaser trailer. Regardless of if it's going to be good or not, you know I'm going to be watching it. I'm going to be watching it either way. But anyway, that's it from me. I've been GIGGUK, and I'll see you all next time.